Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today, in my English class with me, Miss Trisna, will explain you about our new material today. So, for today, we are going to learn about recount tags. I hope in my video, my explanation give you a little bit understanding about what is recount tags, the generic structure in recount tags, the language feature that used in recontext, and also the goals of recontext. Now, we talk about recontext. And then we move to the definition of recontext. Recontext is a text which retells event or experience in the past. And the goals is to entertaining or informing the reader. Nah, when we talk about recount text, itu sudah jelas pengertiannya adalah teks yang menceritakan kembali sebuah pengalaman di masa lampau. Jadi ketika kita ngomongin recount text itu berarti menceritakan kejadian yang telah berlangsung di masa lampau. Chronological ordernya itu terjadi di masa lampau. So that when we found the recount text itu biasanya menggunakan tenses simple past tense dan lain sebagainya. Okay, next. This is about the definition of recount text. Now we move to the generic structure of recount text. So, in generic structure of recount text, we can find there are three generic structure. The first one is orientation. The second one is event. The third one is reorientation. So, we talk about the first generic structure is orientation. Orientation here means that it gives the readers the background information needed to understand the text, such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. It is about orientation ya. Jadi ketika kita berbicara orientasi yang ada di generic structure, itu berarti background informasinya itu ada di orientasi. Dan itu biasanya ada di paragraf pertama ya. Jadi di paragraf pertama itu biasanya pengenalan mengenai informasi seperti tentang siapa, apa, di mana kejadian itu berlangsung, dan kapan peristiwa atau kegiatan itu terjadi di masa lampau. It is about the orientation in a generic structure of recount text. The second one is event. Nah, when we talk about the events, a series of events ordered in chronological sequence. Jadi, events itu adalah rangkaian peristiwa yang terjadi di recount text. Jadi chronological sequence-nya itu ada di situ. Seperti biasanya penggunaan kalimatnya yang dipakai itu biasanya in the first day I and my mom went to the market, bla 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 bla. It is about the event, the chronological sequence-nya. Jadi rangkaian peristiwanya itu ada di events-nya. And then for the last one, we talk about reorientation. Reorientation means a personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. Berarti when we talk about reorientation itu berarti kesimpulan dari teksnya itu biasanya reorientation itu usually we found in the last paragraph. Jadi reorientation itu adalah pengulangan pengenalan yang ada di orientation ataupun di eventsnya. Bisa dibilang pada paragraf ini kesimpulan secara keseluruhan dari teksnya. This is about the reorientation of recount text. There are three generic structure. The first one orientation, the second one is event, and also the third one is reorientation. Now we move to the purpose of recount text. So like what I said before in the beginning, the purpose of recontext is to retell the past experience. Jadi ketika kita sudah berbicara mengenai recontext itu menceritakan atau mengulang kejadian yang sudah berlangsung di masa lampau. It is about the purpose of recontext. Now we move to the types of recontext. So here we are going to talk about the type of recontext. There are 3 types of recontext. The first one is personal recontext. The second one is factual recontext, and the third one is imaginative recontext. But here in my video, I only focus to explain you about the personal recontext. But I will explain you the other type of recontext. When we talk about the personal recontext, it means menceritakan pengalaman pribadi dari si penulis. And for the second one, factual recontext, it is merekam sebuah kejadian percobaan sains seperti sains eksperimen dan so on. And for the third type of recontext, it's called imaginative recontext. Ini biasanya menceritakan kejadian sebuah cerita fiksi dalam bentuk lampau. It is about the type of recontext. Now we move to this one, the characteristic or language feature of recontext. Nah, di sini biasanya kita akan belajar penggunaan tenses yang digunakan jika kita mau menulis paragraf dalam bentuk recontext. Like what I said before, ketika kita sudah melihat kalimat atau paragraf dalam bentuk recount itu biasanya mostly menggunakan simple past tense. Okay, the language feature of recontext. The first one is using the simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and also past perfect continuous tense. And the second one, using temporal sequence, for example, on Saturday, on Monday, on Sunday. It is about the using temporal sequence. Jadi, itu biasanya kalimat-kalimat penghubung yang digunakan. This is the third one. Nah, focus on specific participant. For example, the writer. And then the fourth one, using the conjunction. Nah, seperti yang saya bilang tadi, using the conjunction itu such as than, before, next, later, first, at the same time, itu termasuk a conjunction. And then for the fifth one is using action verb, like when, stay. It is about the language feature in recontext. Now, I think all of you is already understand about definition of recontext, the generic structure of recontext, and also the language feature that used in recontext. And then now I will give you the example of recontext. Ta-da! You can see this is one of example of personal recontext, and the title is Our Trip to the Blue Mountain. I will read it for you. The first paragraph, on Friday, we went to the Blue Mountains. We stayed at David and Della's house. It has a big garden with lots of colorful flowers and a tennis court. The second paragraph, on Saturday, we saw the Three Sisters and went to the scenic railway. It was scary. Then, Mommy and I went shopping with Della. We went to some antique shops and I tried on some old hats. On Sunday, we went on the scenic skyway and it rocked. We saw cactus having a shower. And for the last paragraph, in the afternoon, we went home. That was very pleasant moment with my family that I ever got. So, from this example of recontext, we can conclude that the first paragraph we call as orientation. Kenapa Miss Trisna bisa bilang itu orientasi? Karena seperti yang Miss Trisna katakan tadi di awal, ketika kita ngomongin orientasi itu berarti pengenalan, background informasinya seperti tentang siapa, di mana kejadian itu berlangsung, dan kapan peristiwa itu berlangsung. Jadi kalian bisa lihat, on Friday we went to the Blue Mountains, we stay at David and the Last House. Itu sudah menceritakan di mana kejadian itu berlangsung. Next, we move to the second paragraph. Miss Trisna call as event. Why Miss Trisna call this event? Because we can see in the second paragraph itu rangkaian peristiwanya di situ ya. Misalnya on Saturday we saw the three sisters and went to the scenic railway. Then Mommy and I went shopping with Della. Itu termasuk rangkaian peristiwa yang terjadi di teks ini. And then the third one, Miss Trisna menyebutnya reorientation. Kenapa Miss Trisna bilang itu reorientasinya? Karena di situ ada kesimpulannya. Jadi in the afternoon we went home. That was very pleasant moment with my family that I ever got. Berarti di situ kesimpulan dari kejadian yang dilakukan oleh si writernya. Jadi itu yang dikatakan sebagai reorientationnya. Now I think everybody's all of you is already know about the definition of recontext, the generic structure, also the language feature that used in recontext, and I already give you the example of recontext. Now I will give you activity. You should answer the several questions. Ta-da! Yes, this is the first activity. You should read the text below and answer the following question based on the information from the text. So, I will show you the text. Now, I will read it first. I spent my last summer holiday in Seoul, South Korea. I went there with my friends. On the first day, I was landed at ancient airport around 7 a.m. after a 6 hours long flight. Then, I went to Seoul by train and checked into the hotel I already booked. I decided to take a rest for a while. At night, I went to Hongdae, a famous district in South Korea. I want to eat traditional Korean food. On the next day, I went to the Gyeongbokgung Palace and National Museum. I also went to learn how to make kimchi and see the scenery of Seoul from Seoul Tower. I went back to the hotel at 10 p.m. and immediately went to sleep. I spent my last day in Myeongdong and booked some stuff and souvenirs for my family and friends. I also ate the street food there. I went to the airport at 3 p.m. because my flight was at 5 p.m. I had a fantastic experience in South Korea and made wonderful memory with my friend. It was a great trip. Oke, ini paragrafnya ya. Jadi kalian harus menjawab pertanyaan yang Miss Trisna kasih. Ta-da! This is the question. The first question is, what is the text about? The second one, what is the purpose of the text? And the third one, please identify the generic structure, especially the orientation of the text. The fourth one, please identify the generic structure, especially the events of the text. And the fifth one, please identify the generic structure, especially the reorientation of the text. So, please answer the question and Ta-da! This is the answer of the question. The first is, what is text about? Nah, the text about is recount text. The second one, what is the purpose of the text? The purpose of the text is to entertaining and informing the reader about the writer text experience. This is about the purpose or the goal or the aim of recount text. Now, the third question, identify the generic structure, especially orientation of the text. Now, you can see on the text, the orientation is, I spent my last summer holiday in Seoul, South Korea. I went there with my friend. It is about the orientation. Itu jawaban pertanyaan ketiga ya. Dan we move to the fourth question. Please identify the generic structure, especially the events on the text. So, the answer is, the event of the text is on the first day I was landed at Incheon Airport around 7 a.m. after a 6 hours long flight. Then I went to Seoul by train and check-in into the hotel I already booked. I decided to take a rest for a while. At night, I went to Hongdae, a famous district in South Korea. I went to eat traditional Korean food on the next day. I went to the Gyeongbokgung Palace and National Museum. I also went to learn how to make kimchi and see the scenery of Seoul from Seoul Tower. I went back to the hotel at 10 p.m. and immediately went to sleep. This is about the event. Now, the last question. Please identify the generic structure, especially the reorientation of the text. We can found in the text, the reorientation is, I spent my last day in Myeongdong and bought some stuff and souvenir for my family and friend. I also ate the street food there. I went to the airport at 3 p.m. because my flight was at 5 p.m. I had a fantastic experience in the South Korea and made wonderful memory with my friend. It was a great trip. Okay, this is about the reorientation ya, karena kesimpulan ceritanya di situ. I had fantastic experience in South Korea and made wonderful memory with my friend. It was a great. This is kesimpulannya ya. Nah, I think all of you is already understand about our first activity. Let's check your comprehension. Now, before I end this video, I need to you more understand about the recount text. So, what is recount text? Apa itu recount text? Yes. Recount text is a text which retells event or experience in the past. Jadi recount text itu adalah salah satu jenis teks yang berisi yang menceritakan kembali pengalaman atau kejadian yang sudah berlangsung di masa lampau. It is about the definition of recount text. Now, the second one is, what kind of generic structure in recount text? Ayo, dijawab ayo apa? Tadi Miss Trisna menyebutkan apa? Oke, the generic structure of recount text itu ada 3. The first one is orientation, the second one is event, and the third one is reorientation. Jadi, the orientation itu adalah kita bisa menemukan background informasinya, seperti di mana kejadian itu berlangsung, siapa yang berperan, dan di mana kejadian itu berlangsung. Itu orientasi ya, atau pengenalan. Nah, yang kedua itu ada event. Jadi rangkaian peristiwanya itu ada di event. Dan yang ketiga itu reorientation. Jadi reorientation itu adalah a personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. Jadi kesimpulan teksnya itu ada di reorientation dan biasanya we usually found in the last paragraph. And the last question, Tara, what is the purpose of recontext? Ayo, tadi purpose definition-nya apa? Generic structure-nya apa? Dan sekarang Miss Trisnya ask question, what is the purpose of recontext? Okay, the purpose of recontext is to retell past experience. So, I think that's all about my video and my explanation about recontext. I hope my video give you more understanding about recontext. Don't forget to give your like, comment, and subscribe. And have a nice day and goodbye.